his dad.
That's Matthew Phelps inhaling helium in videos Inside Edition found posted online.
This is Matthew Phelps. To the outside world, he was an aspiring pastor with a lovely wife and a promising future ahead of him. But just 10 months after marrying his childhood crush, he called 911 to report that he had killed his new bride. What was even more shocking was that he claimed he didn't remember doing it.
I think I killed my...
What do you mean by that? What happened?
I had a dream, and then I turn on the lights and she's dead on the floor.
How?
I have blood all over me, and there's a bloody knife on the bed, and I think I did it.
However, investigators would find evidence telling a completely different story, one filled with lies, malice, and a dark obsession.
We're now learning that the newlywed husband who claimed he took too much cold medicine and woke up to find his wife to death had a secret life.
But what exactly happened? How did his seemingly happy marriage end up in a heinous murder? The details of this case are truly haunting, but before we get to that, let's go back to the beginning. At the age of 29, Lauren Meir Phelps was starting a new phase in her life as a married woman. Her new husband, Matthew Phelps, was actually her middle school sweetheart. They had reconnected on Instagram in 2014 and bonded over their love for Star Wars. They dated for 2 years and got married in November 2016 in a beautiful Star Wars-themed ceremony where they even had a lightsaber battle. Going by their social media posts, the two seemed to be enamored with each other and couldn't wait to spend their future together. Lauren celebrated their 6 months as a married couple by posting a beautiful picture of their wedding day on Instagram. She included cute hashtags on her post like #WifeLife and #ProudToBeMrs. Phelps. Matthew also talked about his love for Lauren on his Instagram, which has since been made private. He wrote this on their wedding day. 2 years ago I started dating this girl I found on Instagram, and now look at us. You are my destiny. I love you more than anything, and you make me the happiest I believe I could ever be. Those who knew Lauren described her as an amazing person with a big smile who was always full of life. She was super close to her family and adored by her nephews, who were an important part of her life. She also loved her fur baby, Cooper. According to her LinkedIn profile, Lauren graduated from Appalachian State University in 2011 with a degree in business administration and management. She worked as an auditor at Quintillis and ran a side business selling Scentsy products, something she was super passionate about.
Hi everybody, my name is Lauren Phelps and I'm a Scentsy independent consultant. Your friend Lori Hugelmar has decided to have a Facebook party because she wants to share with you the love that she has for Scentsy products.
Both Lauren and Matthew were deeply involved in their local Baptist church, with Lauren working as a Sunday school teacher while Matthew studied to become a pastor. Matthew seemed like a stand-up guy, and everyone thought the couple was destined to have a happy life together. Unfortunately, nothing could have been further from the truth.
I think I killed my...
What do you mean by that? What happened?
I had a dream, and then I turn on the lights and she's dead on the floor.
How?
I have blood all over me, and there's a bloody knife on the bed, and I think I did it.
Okay. Alright, stay on the phone with me. I'm getting her ambulance, okay?
I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
When did you wake up to find this?
I don't even know what time it is.
Matthew called 911 on September 1, 2017. He needed to report that he needed help for his wife. At the beginning of the call, Matthew sounded cold and emotionless as he told the dispatcher that he woke up and found himself covered in blood and his wife lying on the floor with multiple stab wounds. A blood-stained knife was lying on the bed. When asked what time he woke up and found his wife in that condition, he claimed that he didn't know. He started getting emotional as he told the dispatcher that he believed his wife was not breathing but was too scared to go near her and perform CPR.
Alright, stay on the phone with me, sir. I just gotta ask you a few questions, okay? I'm getting some help to you. Are you with the patient now?
Yeah, I can see her.
Okay. Alright, how old is the patient?
She's 29.
Okay. Is she awake at all right now? What makes you think she's dead? Is she awake?
She's not breathing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, do you think she is beyond any help?
I don't know. I'm too scared to get too close to her.
During the 7-minute phone call, Matthew also mentioned that he had taken cough medicine called coricinetine the previous night to help him sleep.
I took more medicine than I should have because I know it can make you feel good, so a lot of times I can't sleep at night.
Okay.
I took some.
Alright, so what are you sure she's not breathing?
She's not moving. Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here with you, okay? Let's at least see if she's breathing, okay?
I'm so
all right,
by her.
Can you see her from where you're at?
Yeah, it's so bad. There's so much blood.
The police arrived minutes later and found Lauren lying in a fetal position on the couple's bedroom floor with multiple knife wounds. She was rushed to a local hospital where she was sadly declared dead. At the crime scene, officers recovered the red-stained knife, which was lying on the bed, just as Matthew described. The cough and cold medicine was also found on the bathroom counter. An autopsy later revealed that Lauren had been stabbed 123 times on various parts of her body, including her head, neck, and arms. Some wounds were 4 inches deep, and she was found clutching some hair in her hand, lying on her stomach on the floor. The one thing that really stood out to investigators was that the crime scene seemed too perfect to be authentic, as if someone had staged it. Also, Matthew didn't have any blood spatter on him except for a few drops on his shoes and shirt. They knew right away that there was more to the story than he was letting on, so he was arrested and taken in for questioning. He maintained his story, insisting that he blacked out after taking an overdose of cough and cold medicine. He did admit that he must have been the attacker since there was no one else in the house except for him and his wife. The news of the brutal murder shook the entire community, with many wondering whether the cough medicine had side effects that could result in violent behavior. But was that really what happened to Matthew, or was there more to the story? Her husband certainly sounded out of it when he called 911 and blamed what happened on his cold medicine. Investigators did not buy Matthew's story and began digging into his life and his relationship with Lauren. As it turned out, he really did have a lot of skeletons in his closet. You think that she told him she was done? I think that he made a decision that day that Lauren was not going to leave him, even if that meant he had to kill her. Although they appeared to be a happy and loving couple on social media, the reality was quite different. Apparently, barely a year into marriage, the couple was already having problems and fighting over everything, including Matthew's spending habits, which had gotten out of control. According to Lauren's family, Matthew was spending way more money than the couple made. Lauren had tried talking to him and had even gone as far as restricting his access to their bank accounts, but nothing seemed to work. But that was not the only issue between the couple. Lauren and her family had recently found out that Matthew had been married before, something he had never talked about, and the family found it to be very strange. Investigators also learned that Matthew had an unhealthy obsession with violent video games, which is where most of his money was going. Matthew's close friends said that he had a dark side and was obsessed with the horror movie called American Psycho, which is about a violent and twisted serial killer. His friends were concerned about his obsession because he would sometimes even dress up like the characters in the movie. He also appeared to have dark obsessions on his Instagram page. He called himself Marty. Radical photos showed him dressed in black, and one caption read, "I can't get out of bed. There is evil in my head. Just let me be." There was also a Tumblr page with the following description. "Ever since I was little, I've had some strong experiences with my dreams, nightmares, night terrors, sleepwalking, hallucinations, and controlled dreams have all filled my life so far. But things got much darker and even more concerning." When he started talking about serial killers and mentioned that he always wanted to know what it would feel like to harm or kill someone, it was a disturbing revelation. In the days leading up to the murder, things had gotten really bad between the couple, and Lauren's family and friends noticed that she seemed nervous and a little edgy. Lauren had found out that Matthew was cheating on her and told her sister that she was thinking about leaving him. Lauren's family believes that this was the moment Matthew decided to end her life. They think he planned the whole thing from the beginning. Lauren's mom described the horrific moment when police knocked on her door to give her the devastating news. She said that she knew right away that Matthew was the killer. "I turned around and said, 'Did Matt kill her?' and they asked me why I would ask that. I said, 'I don't know. I just know. I just know,' and they told us that he had killed her and that he had stabbed her." The police called him a monster, and were talking about homicide detectives who see homicides every day. Matthew was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder under North Carolina state law. He faced either the ultimate sentence of death or life without parole if convicted. The prosecution felt that they had a clear-cut case to get the conviction. During the preliminary hearing, the prosecution said that the number of wounds found on Lauren's body proved that this was no accident and that the murder was premeditated, and Matthew knew exactly what he was doing. "This is stabbing someone 123 times. That makes it a lot harder to blame it on just about anything," they argued. The prosecution suggested that money was at the root of the couple's problems, and Matthew's spending habits had gotten out of control. The couple's checking account was drained, and investigators found $1,200 worth of iTunes and Xbox subscriptions. The defense argued that the number of times Lauren was stabbed suggested something else. They said they intended to examine if quercetin played a role in the murder. Initially, Matthew had pleaded not guilty to the charges and maintained what came to be known as the cough medicine defense. But in October 2018, he decided to take a plea deal to save his life. He appeared before a judge and admitted to brutally killing Lauren and making up the lie about the cough medicine. He said that during the 911 call, he pretended to be delirious so he could get away with the crime. He broke down in tears as he apologized to Lauren's family and friends. "I am sorry that I took away Lauren's life, a life that was deeply connected to so many people, her family, her friends, her church, her coworkers, and especially her nephews. And though I am the very least of these, I took her away from them. This was a senseless, mindless act, and I regret every step that led me in that direction." During the sentencing hearing, the courtroom was packed with Lauren's friends, family, and church members who were wearing blue t-shirts emblazoned with #LaurenSLight and purple ribbons representing domestic violence attached to buttons with her photo. About a dozen of them spoke at the hearing, describing her as loving and independent. Her mom described the horrible feeling she felt when she went to Lauren's house after the murder and had to clean the scene. "But here I was standing at the place where I found her. I had to clean the blood off the hardwood floors. I couldn't get to the bathroom. I cried while I scrubbed and washed. It wasn't true, picking up the Star Wars tree in the bedroom and seeing blood splatter on the ornaments and photos." Lauren's sister Beth talked about how Matthew had been deceiving the family since they met him. Lauren's dad, Dale, recalled the day Matthew came to ask if he could marry his daughter and made him promise he would protect her. Matthew's defense tried to get his sentence reduced by explaining his troubled childhood. He suffered from depression for years, having grown up in a chaotic household where he was shown violent movies from a young age. When he was in high school, his friends introduced him to recreational substances, including cough medicine. However, the defense admitted that Matthew's history did not excuse his actions. In the end, Matthew was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He is currently incarcerated at the Maury Correctional Institution in Hookerton, North Carolina. What do you think about this case? Do you believe Matthew's cough medicine story? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more videos.